1, 2, journalizing and posting purchases and purchases returns. We have 4 objectives here. You need to be able to explain the purpose of a departmental accounting system. You need to be able to journalize departmental purchases of merchandise on account using a purchases journal. You need to be able to post merchandise purchases to an accounts payable ledger and a general ledger, and you need to be able to journalize departmental purchases, returns, and allowances. So departmental accounting system is just a system showing accounting information for 2 or more departments. A business that purchases and sells goods is called a merchandising business. All departmental purchases of merchandise on account are recorded in a purchases journal and can be traced to a purchase invoice. So here they're showing us what an invoice looks like. Notice the date that they received it is what we're going to put into our purchases journal. Okay? It says May 1st, we purchased furniture on account from Backyard Furniture Manufacturing, $1,869.35. Purchase invoice number 675. Now, we've done buying merchandise on account before, so this isn't anything new. What's different here is when we look at our purchases journal, we have 2 different types of purchases. We have grills and we have furniture. Now, this case, this is obviously going to be furniture. They tell us that we're buying furniture here, so that's where we're going to put that debit for purchases. Before, we just had one column. It was accounts payable credit and purchases debit in one column. Now they're separating those because we have 2 different purchase debits. Okay, our vendor is going to be put into our accounts credited column here. So we are writing this number twice. We have our debit and we have our credit. Okay, so our vendor name, our invoice number. Remember, we don't need to label it because it's already labeled as purchase invoice number. Invoice amount, and then we need to put it into the correct sales department. All right, now they're showing us our posting of our purchases journal. Okay, so when we are posting our totals, we're posting from the accounts payable credit column, the purchases debit to grills, and the purchases debit to furniture. So here we're looking first at our accounts payable. We're going to put in our date. Our post reference is purchases, so that P stands for purchases journal, page 5. We have a credit to that account, so we're going to put it in the credit column, and then we're going to find our new balance. And then that account number is going to go up underneath our accounts payable credit total. When merchandise is returned to a vendor, the vendor's account and accounts payable are going to be reduced by a debit. Remember, a contra account is an account that reduces a related account on a financial statement. So what they're showing us here is the reason that we have a contra account is, yes, we're decreasing our accounts payable, but we want to keep track of what we have for purchases, returns, and allowances. So purchases, returns, and allowances is going to be a contra account to our purchases account instead of just decreasing purchases. Okay? A debit memorandum is a form prepared by the customer showing the price deduction taken by the customer for a return or an allowance. So if you remember the difference between those, a return is when we return the merchandise or a customer returns it. An allowance is, it could be that they return part of the merchandise, or it could be that maybe they got something defective, and so we're just giving them almost like a discount for what they receive. All right, number 1, when Wiley's Grills department purchases merchandise on account, which general ledger accounts are affected and how? So that means our purchases hyphen grills is going to be debited, and then our accounts payable will be credited. Number 2, which general ledger accounts are affected and how by a return of furniture department merchandise? We're going to debit accounts payable, Okay, we'll decrease that accounts payable, and then we're going to credit purchases, returns, and allowances / furniture. Remember, we aren't going to decrease our purchases account because we want to keep track of the returns and allowances. Okay, go ahead and go on to 1, 2, work together.